The Detroit Lions have been on a wild ride the past few seasons. Back-to-back strong campaigns have reignited hope in the Motor City, but heartbreaking endings have left fans asking, what's next? As the Lions head into the 2025 offseason, they're at a crossroads. Big decisions are looming, and one of those decisions could mean moving on from a key defensive player. So, what's the big story? Well, according to Bleacher Report's NFL scouting department, defensive tackle DJ Reader has been named a potential cap casualty for the Lions. That's right, the player with the defense's biggest cap hit might be on the chopping block. Let's break it down. DJ Reader joined the Lions in 2024, but his impact has been, well, let's call it underwhelming. He played just 53% of defensive snaps during his first season in Detroit, logging 23 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 9 pressures, and 3 sacks. Decent numbers, sure, but not exactly game-changing. Here's the kicker. In 2025, Reader's cap hit jumps to a whopping $12.9 million. For a guy who plays about half of the defensive snaps and hasn't been a dominant force on the field, that's a massive price tag. If the Lions decide to cut Reader, they can free up nearly $8 million in cap space. That's money they could use to retain a younger, more productive player like Levi Onwuzurike. Onwuzurike has shown promise as a pass rusher, and he'd likely come at a much lower cost. With Aleem McNeill set to return from injury in 2025, the Lions' defensive line already has a strong foundation. McNeill's presence makes Reader even more expendable, especially when you consider the team's need to optimize their roster for a Super Bowl run. Let's zoom out for a second. The Lions are projected to have the 5th most cap space in the league this offseason, about $67.9 million, according to SpotTrack. A lot of that should be spent on improving their defense, but the first step might be cutting the fat, starting with DJ Reader's contract. It's important to understand the bigger picture here. The Lions' defense has been solid, but not spectacular, and if they want to make a deep playoff run in 2025, they'll need to make strategic investments. Cutting Reader allows them to redirect funds into critical areas like the secondary or even linebacker depth. With free agents and upcoming draft picks, that $7.96 million could go a long way. Now, this isn't just a Detroit problem. Teams across the NFL face tough choices every offseason. Veterans with high cap hits and declining production often find themselves on the chopping block. It's part of the business. For the Lions, cutting Reader could be the difference between making a splash in free agency or standing pat with the same roster. Let's do a quick comparison. On one side, we have DJ Reader, a seasoned vet with decent numbers but a high price tag. On the other side, Levi Onwuzurike, a younger, cheaper option who's already shown flashes of brilliance as a pass rusher. From a purely statistical and financial perspective, the choice seems clear. But hey, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Should the Lions stick with Reader despite his high cap hit? Or is it time to move on and invest in the future? Drop your opinions in the comments below. Let's get a debate going. 2025 could be the year the Lions finally break through. With smart roster moves and the right investments, this team has the potential to make a legitimate Super Bowl run. The question is, will DJ Reader be part of that journey? Saving nearly $8 million in cap space could open doors for the Lions. Imagine bringing in a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback or adding depth to the offensive line. That's the kind of flexibility they'd have if they part ways with Reader. Plus, don't forget about the draft. The Lions could use this extra room to trade up and grab a top-tier rookie who can make an immediate impact. And speaking of impact, Coach Dan Campbell has proven he can get the most out of his players. If the Lions can keep their momentum going and fill key gaps on the roster, there's no reason why they can't be a serious contender in 2025. But it all starts with tough decisions like this one. Lions fans, your passion and loyalty have carried this team through decades of ups and downs. Now, as the franchise inches closer to greatness, every decision matters. Cutting Reader might sting in the short term, but it could be the move that sets this team up for long-term success. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more in-depth NFL content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And as always, go Lions!